Mainly at 4K flat min price, Mike Davis, who I'm expecting to be the highest owned player on the DraftKings main slate that we've seen all year. Christian McCaffrey has essentially been ruled out this game. Adam Schefter said that he is doubtful to play. So Mike Davis will get the full workload in the Carolina backfield. He is a cash game lock at 4K, no question. But Joey, my question to you is, in tournaments, is there any merit to fading Mike Davis, or is the projection just too good? Is he a legit free square?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely tough, I think, to fade him in tournaments, as he is a 4K running back that is going to be the starting running back for the Panthers with CMC out. He is going to see work in the pass game. I mean, he had 5 catches in last week's game, even with CMC playing roughly about 70% of the snaps. So we know what we're getting with Mike Davis, and man, I think there's merit to fading any player that is going to be 50+% owned in tournaments. Just from a tournament construction standpoint, I think fading the chalk will be more beneficial, plus EV in the long run, rather than playing the chalk in tournaments. But this week, it's so hard to not play Mike Davis in every single lineup. I mean, 4K for Mike Davis is just the ultimate egregious misprice that we've seen all season. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. And I honestly don't understand what DraftKings was thinking, because they've done a good job of avoiding this situation all year. I think it's generally improved the product, because, you know, in the past you would have these weeks where there'd be like a 3K running back and it's just a lock, and the less differentiation between lineups, the less of an edge you have if you're actually a good player. So I think that, you know, we like to have weeks where there's not obvious must play free locks. Mike Davis is for sure a cash game lock. You know, sometimes we use the word lock casually. No, Mike Davis is a lock. He should be the first player you plug in. You don't consider going anywhere else in cash. But in tournaments, I completely agree with you. There is merit to fading any player when their ownership gets as high as what Mike Davis's will be. I mean, this is going to be like the type of ownership you see on like a Thanksgiving slate where, you know, a player's like 70% owned in tournaments. I legitimately believe Mike Davis will be in that range this week. And I think you can get off of him, especially when you think about it like in terms of wide receivers. There are going to be wide receivers in that price range, you know, within $500 of him that have similar ceilings. And so if Mike Davis doesn't hit his ceiling, if he doesn't score a touchdown, there are definitely players that can outscore him in a point per dollar sense. Now, if Mike Davis scores a touchdown and he gets his 5 to 6 catches at 4K, it might be impossible not to have him in the winning lineup. So I would definitely not recommend a full fade, but I think that you can get away from him in certain builds, but it's a tough fade no matter how you slice it up. He's an amazing play, the best play on the slate.